The digital era has brought humanity to a fascinating crossroads where the boundaries of reality and fabrication have blurred into an almost unrecognizable landscape. Every single day, millions of individuals scroll through their social media feeds, consuming an endless stream of polished imagery, breathtaking landscapes, and seemingly perfect lifestyles that appear almost too spectacular to be true. In this modern arena of curated perfection, the pressure to maintain an impeccable public persona is immense, driving creators, celebrities, and public figures to go to extraordinary lengths to capture the attention of an increasingly distracted global audience. What we often fail to realize as we consume this content is that behind the glamorous facade lies a complex machinery of digital manipulation, psychological positioning, and a relentless quest for relevance that governs the mechanics of online fame. The world of reality television has always functioned as a heightened mirror of these societal obsessions, taking our cultural fascination with status, appearance, and drama and magnifying it under a microscope for millions of viewers to dissect. Audiences have grown incredibly sophisticated over the years, developing a keen eye for authenticity and an almost instinctual ability to detect when something in the media matrix does not align with the truth. This dynamic creates a perpetual game of cat and mouse between the figures who occupy the spotlight and the millions of observers who analyze their every move, looking for the slightest crack in the armor of perfection. Before we dive deeper into the remarkable mechanics of this digital mystery and explore the strange phenomena that unfolded across the internet, take a moment to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an in-depth analysis of the cultural events shaping our world. The phenomenon of digital presentation has evolved far beyond simple filters and basic lighting adjustments, transforming into an entirely new ecosystem where artificial intelligence and advanced editing software can construct entirely alternative realities at the click of a button. It is a world where an individual can theoretically be anywhere, wear anything, and inhabit any persona they desire, completely detached from the physical constraints of their actual life. For years, audiences have accepted a certain degree of theatricality and exaggeration from their favorite media personalities, understanding that entertainment often requires a touch of illusion to keep the narrative compelling. However, there is an invisible, sacred line that exists in the collective consciousness of the public, a line that separates creative self-expression from outright fabrication. When that line is crossed, the resulting cultural backlash can be swift, unpredictable, and incredibly expansive, transforming a minor social media upload into a global conversation about trust, technology, and the nature of identity in the modern age. This story begins not with a sudden explosion of controversy, but with a single, seemingly ordinary photograph uploaded to a popular social media platform designed to project an aura of effortless elegance, high fashion, and undeniable luxury. The image featured a striking woman dressed in an exquisite, pristine white gown with a dramatic, plunging neckline, holding an incredibly rare and highly coveted white designer luxury handbag that instantly signaled immense wealth and elite social standing. To the casual observer rushing through their daily feed, it appeared to be just another routine display of high-class living from an individual accustomed to the finer things in life, designed to elicit admiration and envy in equal measure. The lighting was immaculate, the composition was flawless, and the entire aesthetic screamed of the exclusive glamour that defines the upper echelons of modern influencer culture. Yet, as the image began to circulate more widely through the digital space, an underlying sense of unease began to develop among a small contingent of highly observant internet sleuths who noticed subtle, almost imperceptible anomalies in the photograph. There was a strange dissonance in the way the light fell across the subject, a minute mismatch in texture and proportion that suggested something was fundamentally amiss beneath the surface of this picture-perfect presentation. In the fast-paced environment of the internet, these initial whispers of doubt quickly gained momentum, acting as the catalyst for a digital investigation that would soon expose a bizarre web of technological deception. The internet has created an entirely new class of digital detectives, ordinary individuals equipped with nothing more than smartphones, sharp analytical skills, and a collective memory that spans years of media history. These observers do not merely consume content, they analyze it, cross-referencing images, tracking historical timelines, and examining visual metadata with a level of scrutiny that would rival professional forensic investigators. As the photograph in question began to gather thousands of likes and speculative comments, a parallel narrative was quietly unfolding in another corner of the digital universe. where a completely different influencer had uploaded an almost identical image months prior. The uncanny resemblance between the two photographs was too profound to be dismissed as a mere coincidence or a shared taste in fashion, prompting a side-by-side comparison that would ultimately ignite a firestorm of controversy across multiple social media platforms. It became increasingly clear that this was not a simple case of two women wearing the same designer dress or visiting the same luxury location. Rather, it appeared to be a direct, literal convergence of identities captured within a single digital frame. The atmosphere surrounding the situation grew intensely charged as users began to realize that they were witnessing a profound manifestation of modern internet culture's darkest and most absurd tendencies. The implications of this visual puzzle extended far beyond the immediate individuals involved, touching upon deeper anxieties about the death of authenticity and the ease with which human identity can be manipulated, copied, and repurposed in the digital epoch. As the hours ticked by, the tension continued to mount, with audiences eagerly anticipating the inevitable moment when the original creator of the image would discover the striking duplication and break her silence. The stage was set for a dramatic confrontation that would play out entirely in the public eye, transforming a routine social media post into a fascinating case study of vanity, technology, and the relentless pursuit of social media clout. What made the unfolding situation so captivating was the sheer audacity of the alleged manipulation, which seemed to defy the unwritten rules of online engagement and challenge the basic intelligence of the viewing public. It raised profound questions about the lengths to which individuals will go to maintain an illusion of grandeur, and whether the traditional mechanisms of celebrity accountability still hold any power in an era dominated by artificial intelligence and synthetic media. As the initial wave of confusion gave way to a structured examination of the evidence, the true scope of this digital anomaly began to come into focus, revealing a narrative that was far more complex, humorous, and revealing than anyone could have initially anticipated. The digital illusion came crashing down with remarkable speed when the original creator of the image, an influential model and fashion personality named Sophie O'Neill, discovered the upload and chose to confront the reality television alumna directly in the public arena. Standing at the center of this brewing storm was Mia Thornton, a prominent 41-year-old former cast member of the hit reality television franchise The Real Housewives of Potomac. Known throughout her broadcasting career for her larger-than-life personality and a penchant for theatrical social media displays. The photograph that Thornton had proudly showcased to her massive following was a striking visual mirror of a snapshot that O'Neill had originally captured and uploaded to her own profile back in the year 2025. When the British influencer stumbled upon Thornton's post, the resemblance was so exact, and the apparent digital alteration so undeniable that she refused to remain silent, choosing instead to drop a highly direct and scorching comment right underneath the controversial picture. In her public message, O'Neill tag-linked Thornton's official handle and expressed a profound sense of disbelief and alarm, stating that superimposing another face onto her own physical body demonstrated that the modern world had become a very scary and deeply place in recent times. She concluded her public confrontation with a direct, unambiguous demand, requesting that the reality star immediately remove the picture of her own physical form displaying someone else's head. This public call-out instantly shattered the polished illusion of the post, sending shockwaves through the entertainment blogosphere and transforming the comment section into a hyperactive digital courtroom where thousands of users arrived to analyze the unfolding drama. Rather than issuing a standard public relations apology or quietly deleting the image to avoid further scrutiny, Thornton chose an entirely defiant path that only served to heighten the existing tension and fuel public fascination. In a swift maneuver, the reality star deleted the original controversial upload, but immediately replaced it with a brand new photograph designed to serve as a visual counter-argument to her critics. This second image depicted Thornton sitting comfortably inside an upscale, luxurious restaurant setting, wearing the exact same white designer dress with the plunging neckline that had sparked the initial wave of controversy. To accompany this new visual presentation, she penned a highly aggressive caption declaring that she had never in her life needed clout, asserting that her personal name carried more than enough independent weight on its own without requiring validation from external sources. To double down on her defense, she added a sarcastic rhetorical question directed at her detractors, asking if they were going to guess that the other influencer had a matching photo sitting down inside the restaurant as well. However, the modern internet audience proved to be far too technologically literate and deeply skeptical to accept this secondary defense at face value, immediately launching an intensive deconstruction of the new imagery. Social media commentators and digital imaging enthusiasts quickly pointed out that, in the contemporary landscape of generative artificial intelligence, creating a synthetic variations of an image is an incredibly simple task. Skeptical followers flooded the new post with highly critical responses, with one netizen noting that the reality star had not even attempted to properly hide the digital manipulation, while another openly mocked the update by suggesting she had simply instructed an artificial intelligence chatbot like ChatGPT to generate a seating arrangement within a restaurant backdrop. A third observer provided a highly detailed technical critique, explaining that in the modern era, anyone can easily command an AI system to reposition a digital figure into a seated posture, noting that the only way to truly verify the authenticity of the fashion shoot would be to provide a continuous screen-recorded video displaying a sequence of raw, unaltered photographs from the physical location, complete with authentic metadata and timestamps. The controversy quickly mutated from a standard celebrity dispute into a widespread, highly infectious social media joke that captured the attention of the broader entertainment industry. Sensing an opportunity for light-hearted satire, several other prominent reality television personalities decided to join in on the digital absurdity, transforming the entire incident into a viral internet meme. Highly recognizable figures from the Bravo television universe, including longtime Real Housewives of Orange County star Tamra Judge and Real Housewives of Atlanta alumna Sheree Whitfield, actively participated in the comedy by intentionally and poorly superimposing their own recognizable faces onto Sophie O'Neill's original white dress photograph. This wave of high-profile parody effectively collective memorialized the incident, ensuring that the visual mistake would be distributed to millions of additional users across the globe who might have missed the initial localized dispute in the Potomac fandom. The spectacle of wealthy, famous women playfully mocking each other's digital editing skills added an entirely new layer of entertainment to the narrative, turning what could have been a bitter feud into a grand comedic commentary on the superficial nature of online prestige. As the internet laughter grew louder and the media coverage intensified, the pressure shifted back to Thornton to see how she would navigate a situation where she had become the central punchline of her entire professional peer group. The public fascination was no longer just about the physical act of digital alteration itself, but about the psychological reaction of a public figure caught red-handed in an era where authenticity is heavily commodified yet rarely practiced. Audiences watched with bated breath to see whether the reality star would eventually break under the weight of universal skepticism, or if she would continue to craft an alternative narrative using the very technological tools that had caused her public embarrassment in the first place. The digital confrontation reached its ultimate crescendo when Mia Thornton decided to address the escalating mockery and widespread media scrutiny with one final, deeply provocative social media transmission. Refusing to adopt a posture of humility or issue a standard corporate public relations apology, the former Bravo personality chose to lean entirely into her established persona as a disruptive, unbothered entertainer who plays by her own set of rules. In her final public statement regarding the matter, she pointed out that despite being away from the main production of the television franchise for 2 full seasons, her name remained firmly planted on the lips of millions of commentators and fans across the globe. She boldly asserted to her massive audience that while the public was wasting valuable time debating the intricate details of her digital uploads, she was actively utilizing advanced artificial intelligence technologies to add significant financial value and extra numerical zeros to her personal bottom line. To cement this uncompromising perspective, she decorated her message with defiant social media tags, identifying herself as both a born entertainer and the real deal, while making it abundantly clear that she viewed herself as operating on a completely separate professional echelon from her numerous internet detractors. This aggressive pivoting strategy transformed the conversation from a debate about a simple photography error into a broader commentary on the commercial capitalization of negative internet attention and modern digital notoriety. Before the entire collection of controversial images was permanently scrubbed from her official public profiles, Thornton engaged in one last illuminating exchange with a regular observer in her comment section that perfectly captured the surreal nature of the entire event. A concerned fan had written a direct plea, encouraging the reality star to simply stay true to herself while politely asking her to refrain from misappropriating the physical bodies of other professional models in the future. Thornton's response was swift, unexpected, and characteristically sharp, as she playfully acknowledged that the original model was undeniably highly attractive, while simultaneously claiming that her own digital actions had successfully granted the young influencer her proverbial 20 seconds of global media fame. She concluded her final defense by declaring the entire situation a massive, completed success, mockingly congratulating the viewing public for making a massive spectacle out of a minor digital manipulation. This ultimate interaction highlighted a fascinating reality of modern internet culture, where the traditional boundaries of accountability are frequently bypassed by public figures who understand that in the attention economy, controversy and engagement are often just as valuable as universal public approval. The journey of Mia Thornton throughout her multi-year television career has always been defined by this specific brand of fearless, high-stakes navigation of public perception and personal branding, rising to widespread national prominence on the dramatic stage of the Potomac reality franchise. She quickly established herself as a highly polarizing and unforgettable figure who was never afraid to engage in intense verbal combat or present a highly stylized, luxurious version of her life to the viewing public. Her professional history prior to entering the world of entertainment involved extensive work within the corporate wellness and chiropractic franchise sectors, an environment that required a keen understanding of marketing, public presentation, and aggressive business growth strategies. When she transitioned into the highly competitive arena of reality television, she seamlessly translated those exact corporate branding skills into a format that rewards constant dramatic output, strategic alliances, and an unshakable confidence in the face of intense public scrutiny. This background helps explain her unique psychological approach to the photography scandal, as she viewed the entire incident not as a deeply embarrassing personal failure, but as a highly successful marketing exercise that generated millions of digital impressions and kept her name relevant in an incredibly crowded media marketplace. The incident also serves as a powerful, highly illustrative case study regarding the evolving, complex relationship between human identity, physical appearance, and advanced generative digital technologies in the mid-2020s. We are currently living in an unprecedented historical era where the democratization of highly sophisticated editing tools and artificial intelligence systems has made it incredibly easy for any individual to completely alter their digital reality, with minimal effort or technical expertise. The fact that a prominent celebrity could be accused of seamlessly placing her own face onto the physical form of an entirely different person highlights a growing cultural anxiety regarding the total erosion of visual truth in the media ecosystem. It forces audiences to confront a deeply uncomfortable reality where the images we consume on a daily basis can no longer be trusted at face value, transforming the act of scrolling through social media into a constant exercise in skepticism and digital forensic analysis. For the wider community of reality television fans and cultural commentators, the Great White Dress Saga will likely be remembered as one of the most hilariously bizarre and deeply indicative internet moments of its specific era. It beautifully illustrated the unique, hyper-connected ways in which modern celebrities interact with each other and their audiences, turning a private aesthetic choice into a massive, multi-layered collaborative piece of performance art involving multiple television franchises. As the digital dust finally settles on this specific controversy, the core lessons of the event remain highly relevant for anyone navigating the complex waters of modern online culture. It stands as a vivid, unforgettable reminder that in the glittering, fast-paced universe of internet fame, the line between what is authentically real and what is cleverly synthesized is practically non-existent, and the relentless pursuit of public attention shows absolutely no signs of slowing down.